Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And in this video, we're going to be talking to you about if you're struggling with nighttime anxiety and you can't sleep, here's why and what to do. It's completely normal to feel busy during the day. You got things to do, you got work, you have responsibilities, you have life that you have to take care of, you have distractions. But when it becomes nighttime and you're all alone, and you got nobody to talk to because everybody's sleeping, you can get waves of massive amounts of anxiety, and it can just be incredibly overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. And sometimes when we are busy at work, we're not thinking about our grief so presently, and it's not so much on the surface. But at night, when our mind has space to wander, it goes wild. We start to spiral. We start to feel all of the emotions that we held back all day just to be able to function. And it can feel really overwhelming, and it can feel really crippling too, because we need sleep in order to feel rested, in order to show up the next day and function the next day. So it can be really frustrating when you lay your head at night and you want to sleep and you're really needing that rest, but you can't. Your mind isn't allowing you to. So we want to talk a little bit about the mechanism behind this, why this happens at night, and talk about what you can do about it, because we know that it is a struggle that really can affect you. And so your brain has that time to hyper focus on the absence of your partner. If you think about it, especially if you lived with a partner, you likely were talking to your partner around bedtime. Maybe you slept in the same bed. You became very accustomed to being close to your partner at that time. And that time itself can bring up those memories. So that can be really a painful moment. I remember with my first boyfriend when I was much, much younger, your body can become accustomed to sleeping next to a person. So sometimes even just not having them there can be really difficult. And so this can really amplify your feelings of isolation. And it can be just difficult to work through. Nobody wants to have that feeling of loneliness be so in their face, like when they're going to bed at night.
Yep. And a lot of times you've had a shared routine with that person at nighttime. You know, maybe you would wind down together, maybe watch shows together, catch up on a show that you liked that you missed during the week, cook together, got ready. You're getting ready for the work week together. All of these routines we can get caught up in and missing them, because now it's like you feel most kind of lonely and vulnerable when you're alone at night. And, many people have had trauma at night, and it's scary to be alone at night. So it can make it even more challenging.
Oh, yeah. It can be really difficult to figure out what to do. And I imagine that many of you watching this, it's probably 3 a.m. You're like, oh my God, this is the video that's happening to me right now. So maybe some of you are watching this in the middle of the night because you can't sleep. So some things that can provide some semblance of relief, and I know it's so difficult. First of all, magnesium glycinate. I've been taking that. Wild dreams, very, very wild dreams. So either it's really going to help you knock out, or it's going to give you the wildest dreams about your ex. So that's, that's a toss up. And once again, not a doctor, not like an herbalist or a supplement person, but just from my own experience, that magnesium glycinate is crazy.
You like it.
I do. I do. It's wild. Talk to your doctor about that. But outside of supplements, melatonin, if you're in the US or wherever where melatonin is allowed, is being able to pre-schedule the times that you know are going to be difficult. So have a new routine. And this is also just part of adapting from the breakup in general, is revamping, reinventing what your routine is like and creating a new standard for yourself. Because right now your body is like, I'm all out of whack. I'm not in my routine. I'm trying to figure it out. And you have this feeling of being lost. So we need to start new habits somehow. And it starts little by little. So those things that are really comforting. One of the things I like to say, especially right after a breakup, is treat yourself like you're sick, or treat yourself like you're a baby. So super gentle, like anything that is, comforting, fluffy, soft, warm, all of those things towards nighttime. For some people, taking a warm shower before going to bed can be helpful. For others, like chamomile tea, here I am with the supplements again, but a warm, soothing tea, making sure that your bed is comfortable, maybe wearing like one of those like sleeping masks.
Yep.
Yeah, so finding a way to create a new routine to make that more comfortable. If you find that you're still struggling, express. Get out your journal. Find a way to get these thoughts into words, into feelings, into something concrete. You know, whether it's your notes app, don't send any messages, don't do anything during this time. It's important that you really manage your behaviors, because we don't want you to do something and then spiral even more because of that. But find a way to express yourself and take 10, 15, 20 intentional minutes on focusing on just that.
Absolutely. Any of these things that you could do that finds you feeling more relaxed or at peace will help. We have a playlist called Listen While You Sleep. And we've had it for many years because people have told me since we launched the channel, they feel so much better when they put our videos on and just relax, go to sleep. They wake up, they hear our voices, they feel better, they fall right back asleep. I don't know if that's an insult, but I don't think they mean it to be.
They're sleeping right now, actually. I can hear the snores.
They're happy. They're thankful. We've helped put them to sleep. But remind yourself that anxiety can be predictable in some ways. It can come up in your routine at certain times. It's not a sign that you're not healing from your breakup or getting better just because you have some struggles at certain times. And nighttime is one of those tougher times for a lot of people. And you know what Margaret would say? Get a pet.
She would.
She would say, get a pet, get something fluffy. She always said that. And even if it's a goldfish, you know, having a little buddy there.
It's going to wake you up at 6 a.m. bright and early to go out.
We know that nighttime can be particularly difficult for you when you're going through a breakup. So find whatever works for you and try and get yourself in a routine. And sometimes a certain bedtime and getting your body into that internal clock going so you are used to going to bed at a certain time every night can help you get into that rhythm. And then you're not maybe waking up so much where you're stressed out and anxious.
I remember going through a breakup. I would wear myself out. I would work out. I would run. I would do something that would really wear my body out so that I would be more tired at night, and it would work half the time. So I know it's hard during a breakup because our minds, it almost feels like it has limitless energy, even if we're exhausted.
Yep.
But, you know, it will take a while to reestablish your routine. And of course, if it does get to the point where it's really affecting you, please talk to a medical doctor, get an evaluation, and really get help. Because I know that sleep is something that's very important to our health.
Okay, hopefully this one's been helpful to you. If you'd like to get our help personally, you could do that on our website, askcraig.net. I do email coaching and I do Zoom calls. Victoria is also available for Zoom coaching.
I'm here whenever you'd like to chat.
Just click on her name on the top of the website to schedule with her. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
And I'm Coach Victoria.
And we will talk with you soon.